Alright everyone, today we're actually going to do some mini Valentine's Day cards. I'm going to jump right in here and pulling out the stamps. This is actually a stamp set from the Stamps of Life by Stephanie Bernard. It's called Banners for All. This one's pretty versatile. There's a lot of different options here. You have the, I'm actually going to pick out the one that has the little heart and it's got stripes, and then I'm going to pick out the polka dotted one. And they also have, I have the little string already mounted here. I just curved it a little bit more than what it comes on the stamp set, just to fit the card we have here. And this last little one, I forgot about to pull it off of it at the beginning, but it's actually an outline of one of the pennants. That way it gives a little bit of a border. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black to do this, to do the outline, and then I'll stamp the insides in different colors. I'm doing 2 cards here, but I went ahead and stamped it, I think 8 times. That way I would have different options, just in case I stamped outside the lines. The first one I'm going to do is this green one, and I'm using SEI's Chalk Ink Block in Lime. No, actually, first I'm going to do the line, sorry. It is I'm using the Tuxedo Black again. And this card base is folded. It's 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, so it was cut it was the 8 1/2 piece of paper by 3 3/4, and then I folded it in half. So it's got the top fold right above where the line is that I'm doing for the banner to hang off of. So now I'm going to take that SEI ink and stamp. The first one I'm going to do is the one with the little heart in the middle. And that's in this lime color. It's a very subtle look, but it's enough to be able to tell that there's a heart in there. On the video here you can't really tell that, but there is a heart in here. I'll have some still shots at the end where you can see that a little bit better. I'm doing 2 of those, and then I'll do 4 of the polka dotted pattern. And this is because I do a polka dotted one, a heart one, and then a polka dotted one, 3 different little banners hanging. So now the one I'm doing for the pink polka dotted is Stamp It Up ink in one of their classic pads called Pretty in Pink, and I'm doing 4 of these, 2 for each card. You can see in here on the upper left of the video where I had done the first card just as a test run before I did the video. So you have 3 different versions of the same card. It's really an easy card to mass produce because you can use up some of your scraps. You can use, I have a ton of white scraps, so that's where I'm using all these little pieces from. You can see here there's a bunch of different sentiments as well as different banner options for you. And you can even use that outline banner and stamp it on pattern paper to have another option for making yourself a banner. All the little sentiments will fit on the little banner shapes too. I actually got this from a scrapbook show I went to with both my sisters last fall. I'm just trimming out the banner. Sorry I'm off camera a little bit, but it's just going to have the smallest little border around outside of the black stamped border. Okay, this stamp set is from Hampton Art. It's the mini flip-flops called My Sweet Valentine. There's 4 different things here with stamp options. One of them has sentiments, which is what these are. The first one you can see up there on the top left of the video is called, it says You're Sweet, and there's one that says Heartthrob and one that says I Love You Sugar. The Heartthrob and I Love You Sugar have a little hearts on them, and you'll see later where I'm actually going to do a little bit of glitter on those hearts. I'm just mounting it. I just cut, depending on your sentiment, I just cut a piece of white cardstock to fit just around the sentiment I'm stamping. And you can see here I'm just showing you what else is in there. There's some borders, there's some frames, there's some little circle stamps which you can punch with 1 inch circle punch, and then there's these sentiments. So I have our little sentiments stamped here, and I'm just going to trim around them and then do the banner ends on them. There's multiple ways you can do this. You can either punch with a square punch to get the corner. You can, what I do is I just cut down the middle and then cut diagonally from the ends to meet right in the middle. That way I have a pretty center line. So then there's no particular space or size for these banners. It's just up to make it to fit your whatever sentiment you're using. Okay, this glitter is American Crafts Wow Glitter. There's a whole bunch of different options, which I love about this glitter because, I mean, really, you can match just about anything. I used powder and cotton candy. Those are the two colors I end up picking out here. I don't use glitter very often, but I have a ton of it. Before I did the video, I actually tried a whole bunch of different methods to do this, but what I ended up doing is drawing some hearts on a piece of paper. I just freehanded them. It would have been much easier if I had a heart punch, but I don't. I think that's going to be on my list to buy next. So I took some double-sided tape and taped it over it, and then I'm going to cut the little hearts out so I'll have adhesive on one side of it. And I'm just checking to see if it fits close enough over the stamp. Then I'll cover it in glitter. So then I have the double-sided tape on the top, and I ended up putting it on the back as well and just trimming around it. So there's double-sided tape on both sides of this. So I'm just pouring the glitter down and just simply dipping the little piece of paper, the little heart, in the glitter, and then I'm gluing or taping it directly onto the sentiment. I'm just knocking off any excess here. Surprisingly, the double-sided tape held the glitter pretty well, and I didn't really have a whole lot of excess fall off even after I finished these cards. I'm doing the exact same thing here with the other color. Going back to what I was saying earlier, due to the size of these cards, you can do a bunch of them just with some, if you have any scrap pieces of paper that aren't quite big enough to make a standard size card, or if you messed up a standard size card before and you just need you have enough where you can trim off the part where you can use those scraps to make these little cards. Okay. So we have all our pieces here, and I'm actually using some foam mounting tape. I have a giant roll of it, so I just use it for different things, but it's pretty strong, so I thought it would be, especially if you're sending any of these cards with your children to school, it would be great to use on these cards because it's not gonna, the pieces are not gonna fall off of it. It's pretty strong. So all of the little pieces will be slightly raised up off the paper. I'm doing my little green one in the middle that has the little heart on it, and it's got the little stripes on it. And then on either side of those will be the pink one with the polka dotted pink banner rather. And it doesn't have to be very precise. I just was placing this on here, eyeballing it. I was not measuring anything. I'm using that same foam tape on the back of this one. Again, just eyeballing it to try to get it center. Alright, I went ahead and finished up that green one as well. And lastly, to finish off the card, to give it more of a finished look, I did some faux stitching lines around the outside of the card, and I'm using just a white jelly roll pin in medium tip, just going around all four sides of the card. Gives it a little bit more of a finished look. And it also kind of ties in the white of the banner with the color of the card base. So here you go. They're pretty simple cards, but they're cute and simple to make if you're going to make a bunch of them. Well, happy crafting. Thank you.